Welcome back to Real Pro Wrestling, guys. We've had 5 great matches, 1 more to go.
Our next semifinal match is between Erik Akin and Teague Moore. And guys, I'm going with Akin on this one. He's tough and he's smart. And really, unless Moore picks it up, I don't know if he has a chance in this one.
I think Teague knows that, but the thing about Erik Akin is he's getting older in his age, and I think Teague Moore has a chance because his youth and his agility and his ability to go out there and find weakness in Akin.
Well, but once again, guys, before they wrestle, let's take a quick side trip and pick up with these guys at home on Real Pro Wrestling.
Erik Akin, 55 kilograms. I like to scrap. I like to get real hot, sweaty, and tired.
Making weight takes a lot of discipline. Can't have a lot of ice cream. Anything with the 8 legs, gotta be good.
I've reached a point of thirstiness 99% of the people in the world will never ever reach. My dad always taught me, do what you can now in wrestling, because you're gonna hit an age where you're not gonna be able to do it anymore, and you're gonna look back and say, man, I wish I would have done it.
No.
And I'm real thankful for my wife.
We met at Iowa State.
She was supportive of my wrestling goals.
I thought he was a cute little obnoxious guy.
I married way over my head. If I wouldn't have had wrestling, I would have joined the Marines, or I would have joined something that was physically challenging. As a kid, I don't know, probably would have got a lot more whoopings from the old man. I get mean on the mat. All my opponents are people I care about, but when I'm on the mat, I definitely compete like I don't like them.
My name is Teague Moore. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I now live in Boston, Massachusetts. Growing up on the East Coast, I learned how to wrestle hard. I'm from the city of Steel. That's the way I like to wrestle. I see myself as a role model in the sport of wrestling.
You're going to clear the collar tie.
There's a lot of young wrestlers. I want them to be able to look up to me so that they can someday do the same for the young kids coming up from their generation. Skills that I've learned through the sport of wrestling, I'm going to use now in the business world. I keep the same mentality that I've been trained with. I want to be the best at what I'm doing. Personally, I feel that if I put the same effort that I put into the sport of wrestling, I'm going to succeed at what I do. To me, it's just another wrestling match. I can still break it down even in my suit. Your legacy is left with what you've done and what you've passed on. And I hope that the children I have, I can pass on the good things that my parents have given me.
Now that we've met our competitors at home, let's see them battle it out on the mat. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match at 121 pounds from the Oklahoma Slam, Teague Moore. And his opponent from the Texas Shooters, say hello to Erik Akin.
Welcome back to Real Pro Wrestling, where we're set for a great 121-pound semifinal matchup that will determine who will fight Sammy Henson for the national title. Nate, what do you think about Erik Akin?
Akin, he can scramble, he has great defense, and he's a 10-time national place winner, so he comes into this match with a lot of experience, and I think it's going to be a great match.
And you like him because he's a former
That's
Iowa State
right.
Cyclone, right?
Cyclones, go Cyclones.
Rulon, how about Teague Moore?
Teague Moore, great physique, great positioning, intense, in your face. Wrestled at Oklahoma State, has John Smith's style, tenacity. He walks out there, has a great high crotch, has a great low single leg. It's going to be a battle between 2 great individuals here.
And these two have met twice before, and guess what? They split 1-1. It's the rubber match, guys.
It's going to be...
Whoa!
Nice freestyle front headlock from Teague Moore. Wow, he does have a good front headlock. He does. He stepped through, and that gave him 4 big points there.
Talking to Teague, that's one of the things he talked about is his front headlock position. He thinks he can score from there and find an opportunity to beat Erik Akin in these positions.
And Akin just got one for an escape. And Teague Moore still in on that leg.
But the one thing about it, now he got the escape. Erik Akin has to defend it because he can't get taken down here. If he does, it's 2 more points.
Whoa, nice slip. Very
that.
nice job.
I said he was a scrambler, and he is. You see him get that leg out
there?
He
looked like a wily veteran there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's been in it all. He's been in it so long, he knows all the ways around it.
Now, if you look at that, Erik Akin actually stepped in, grabbed his free foot, and pushed that arm out over the shoulder.
Here's Teague Moore.
Oh, sweet. That's a 10. That's a 10.
What's the key to that, Nate?
Just really having the arm and the head trapped, and he steps through. Takes him right to his back. That's a 10 on the execution of that skill there.
It's 4-3 in favor of Moore in the red ankle bands against Erik Akin in the blue ankle bands, and one more point for Moore. One more point, red. Moore, red.
You would, Moore might have reached his hand out on the man.
But we have no TV challenge, and we move on. Each coach is allowed one TV challenge per match. They throw out the TV challenge wand out there, you know, the blue corner throws out a blue one, the red corner throws out a red one, and they get a chance to review it on the replay.
Well, Tim, I want to tell you that definitely Teague Moore has more of the offensive skill. He shoots good, he lowers his level, he penetrates good, and you know what? Akin is the defensive guy. So he's really going to wait for Teague to shoot. He's going to try to scramble because he really doesn't shoot as nice as Teague Moore.
Well, I'll tell you what I like about Akin. He's the old man still going. He's 33 years old. He's got 5 years on Moore, and I'll tell you what, he's going to have to be wily. He's in
on that single.
What's he need to do here to complete it?
Well, you know, he's going to have to get his knees under him. Teague Moore just stretched him out. It's either going to be a stalemate or Moore's probably going to score with a tilt.
Nice job there. Moore finding the leverage, coming around, hooking for 2 points, takedown to extend the lead 7-3.
The one thing about Teague here, you know, the average wrestler, they say, is 29 years is when you hit your peak. Right now, Teague's just coming into his own. I think Erik, you know, competing with him when I was at college, and that's my age, 33 years old. Erik, you know, has been an old, wily veteran, and he's going to have to start using those skills because physically, maybe he started to diminish, and now he has to use that knowledge that he's gained all over those years, and it's going to be tough for him to come back being down 7-3.
You know, what I think, Rulon, is that Teague Moore is definitely highly skilled, and just, he has the better shots.
Well, he's had the better shots so far in this first period, which just ended. Teague Moore out in front, 7-3 on Erik Akin. We'll be right back for more Real Pro Wrestling after this. Real Pro Wrestling is back for the last period between Erik Akin of the Texas Shooters and Teague Moore of the Oklahoma Slam.
Here's Teague Moore with that front headlock, really had it tight and stepped through. Look at that, man, I'm telling you.
Nice shot there, nice camera work. That's Moore's big 4-pointer. He's added 3 more points. He's out front 7-3. We're ready for action for the second period.
And again, I think Teague Moore's strategy is going to be, he just shoots better, and so he's going to penetrate to the leg shots. Well, look at Akin, but he's got to finish.
He's got to come up here. Got to come up. Look, he's keeping the head down. He's got something going possibly. What's he need to do here?
He needs to circle and try to trap that ankle so Teague can't keep spinning. Well, he just did it, but Teague's just too flexible in there.
Nice action by Teague Moore representing the Oklahoma Slam.
What's amazing is look at their physique and how flexible, how nimble they are, and how built they are. And it's two contrasting style. Erik Akin's, you know, longer, lengthier. Right now, Teague Moore is shorter, and he has the opportunity, I think, to get underneath Erik a little bit more. Has the quickness on Erik.
Whoa, there's a lot of quickness.
It's a lot of wrestling. It's a lot of wrestling.
Leg hooked up inside.
Yes, Teague Moore is definitely the superior freestyler here, and he's just going to come out on top.
There's 2, 9-3 now for Teague Moore. 2 minutes left in the period. Moore trying to rack up some points for the Oklahoma Slam. Also trying to go to the finals to meet Sammy Henson,
he's
the
about
number
to
1
get that ankle lace. He didn't turn right there. That's 2. That's 2.
There it is.
See, and this comes from Teague Moore, 2002 U.S. Open national champion. Here we go. Right now, Teague Moore has an opportunity, has an ankle ace, simply comes through. There's no exposure. That's the points right there. When Erik decides that the pain is so much on those ankles and knees, he might as well give it up. And that's a real painful position, now being ahead 11-3.
Anytime you expose your man's back to the mat, you get 2 points for a turn.
And what it takes is a 90-degree angle to the mat. Anything above and beyond that is great. It's 2 points guaranteed.
And here's Teague Moore again, going right back to that ankle lace, and what you have to do is he needs to really get Akin flat on the mat, and that will help him. But he's changing off to an inside ankle to try to turn him.
Doug Mullen, the official, back up to the neutral position. Doug Mullen, one of USA's top officials, a FILA #1 rating out of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Here we go again, back to the action. Teague Moore's just setting him up. He has a great lead, 11-3. Whoa, nice move by Akin, but I'm telling you, Teague is just scrapping out of everything. Whoa, nice hustle by Akin. There's the old man going to work there.
You know what? There's no quit in these champions. You know, both these guys have been in the brawl. They know what it takes to be out there and to be a champion, and that's what they're putting it all on the line here in the semifinals today.
Well, each of them winning quarterfinal matches earlier in the show. Erik Akin defeated Matt Azevedo, and Teague Moore beat Jeff Prescott. Here they are vying for the national championship.
Akin just scored.
Well, he's
in a
scoring.
tough situation.
Yes, if he comes through.
Look at that.
What do we got?
It's got to be 2-2 here.
2-2.
No, I thought Akin, I don't know. I want to say maybe 4-2.
The question is, did he get enough amplitude on the throw?
Akin
It's
got
moved,
the turn.
but now it's Teague's stop, right?
Yeah, right here is where Akin scores, and then he rolls him through. I just don't see where Teague scored there.
One of the things that's interesting, sitting over here watching, you know, Erik Akin looking down in his corner. He has Brandon Slay, 2000 Olympic champion. You have Kenny Monday, Olympic champion. You look over in, you know, Erik Akin's corner.
There's the
both
sportsmanship.
these guys are just
And they're
absolutely
coaching
incredible.
each other. Erik Akin just wiping off Teague Moore. I think
further
so.
Video review.
Let's listen.
Score is 2-2. We're in neutral.
But it's tough, you know, it's tough to call it either way because you can, you know, justify it in both directions there.
There's Kenny Monday.
Olympic champion, Oklahoma State national champion, one of the best wrestlers ever in the U.S. There's Brandon Slay throwing in the TV challenge. They want to take another look at it, Tim.
And they're red carding, and they've just thrown Kenny Monday out. Doug Mullen is out.
You're out.
Brandon Slay
is out. Olympic champion Brandon Slay, gone.
He tried to hit the official with the, you know, the towel. That's
No,
not nice.
that's not Brandon. He wouldn't do that. Brandon
man
wouldn't
of
do
great
that.
character.
That's right. He wouldn't do
I
that.
tell you, he throws it again. Now he might take that back. I think he's a little pissed off right now.
We may have to have security come in here.
What's this do for the wrestlers
Well,
as far
I think Akin has just got a whole new oxygen tank.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be ready to go hard. We're going to see some action here.
I mean, you know, Akin with a 5-year age difference right now, he may have really appreciated that rest, Rulon.
Oh, I think he did. But you know what? There's only 35 seconds left.
Whoa! Doug Mullen is on it. The top official.
I'd say we need security down there. If not,
there's Brandon Slay, Olympic gold medalist.
The crowd is going wild here as Brandon Slay has to leave the coach's corner. This is intense, on and off the mat.
The first Olympic gold medalist ever from the state of Texas, Brandon Slay. What a hero himself. And he is an anti-hero now with Doug Mullen.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tim, he's back to Texas. Akin just scored 2 points.
14-9, might be too little too late.
I think it is. It's, you know, a 5-point deficit, 12 seconds left. I don't think Erik has the scoring potential here in parterre. It's not going to happen in this match.
Little distraction for both of them, but they both stayed real focused, considering everything. There's another takedown. 4 seconds left, 14-11. If he turns him twice, he wins, and it's not going to happen. There's the end. Teague Moore holds on. Teague Moore holds on to advance to the finals, 14-11 over Akin. You have it.
And did you see that? Both guys smiling. That's what you have there. 2 champions. They both gave their all. One guy had to win, but what a match.
So Teague Moore will meet up with Sammy Henson in the championship. Real Pro Wrestling will be right back with interviews and highlights of next week. Coming up next.
Pat Cummins from Pennsylvania Hammer. Got my RPW gear. Make sure you get yours.
It's time for Real Pro
Wrestling. Get your RPW gear. We got ours. Get yours. Stalker, baby. California.
Well, it was some great wrestling, guys, but in the end, Sammy Henson and Teague Moore came out victorious.
Yes, Teague Moore won a close one there. I think Akin could have really had that match, but the referee made a tough call, and that's what they're out there for. And I tell you what, Brandon Slay did not agree with that.
That's true. You know what? It's a tough call. The referee made the call. I think it was a good call. You know what? That's one thing that makes wrestling such a great sport. Any wrestler can win on any given day.
Well, speaking of any wrestler, Teague Moore is with one of our reporters right now.
I was hoping to get a couple more takedowns out there, but Erik's solid in every position, you know. He's strong, he's got wisdom, he's got knowledge in wrestling. It's hard to beat, especially when you got a lot of people screaming behind you.
14 points is a lot of points, but then again, I remember you saying something about scoring a lot of points.
I wanted to put a lot of points up. I thought I could even put more than that, but heck, I'm not even supposed to be here. I just had knee surgery 4 months ago. My doctor told me stay at home, stay in bed, but I'm here. I couldn't resist the fun.
So once again in the finals at 121 pounds is Teague Moore of the Oklahoma Slam versus Sammy Henson, the Pennsylvania Hammer. Those 13 points that Henson scored are big for the Hammer, and they take a nice lead after the first of 7 matches. So what do you think, Nate and Rulon?
You know what? That was great action. You know, Tim, they went out there. They were active. They were aggressive. Sammy Henson went out there and used a great Greco-Roman technique. I think he has a chance of becoming the next great Greco-Roman wrestler.
Whoa. I don't know about that, Rulon, but I tell you what, Teague Moore wrestled a great match, nice low-level attacks, and he beat an older and smarter Akin. I tell you what, the question is, can he handle the intensity of a great Sammy Henson?
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. But first, next week we go to 132 pounds to see who joins Teague Moore and Sammy Henson in the finals of Real Pro Wrestling.
Coming next week, the scrambling gets bigger and more intense as we move up to the 132-pound class. All-Americans, champions, and Olympians put it on the line in the Clash of the Titans as the world's oldest sport becomes the newest professional league. Join us again next week for more exciting Real Pro Wrestling.